Wait, what? 7 win streak with FLOOWANDEREEZE in Diamond Ranked after Tearlaments have dropped? Let's take a look at how these matches went. Alright, here we go. Opening hand, Duality, Extravagance, Unexplored Wins, Advent, and Evenly Matched. We are going first, which is about, I would say, a 50% chance of an increase that we're going to win this match. Going with the Extravagance, the first thing you want to notice as soon as you get into the match, take a look at that info card. The opponent is on 55 cards. They are on some kind of grass deck 100%, so we have to be wary of that. Extravagance draws us into double birds. That is great. Why? Because that means our Advent can now banish the streak, grab the map, which is limited to 1 now, and with map and Eaglin, that is full combo with FLOOWANDEREEZE. We also have the Unexplored Wins, which we won't need to use hopefully right now, but it is an option to throw up later. We are digging for, you bet, oh man, you bet, it's the Dimensional Fissure. We dig into it. That is the card to beat Tearlament. That is the card to beat these grass decks for sure, right? We know he wants to mill. He's more than likely on Tearlament, and just like I said, we use the Advent, banish the streak. We're going to go straight for the map here. Activate map, reveal Eaglin, banish Robina. We've got 3 birds in rotation. Now, normally before Tearlament, you know, we would be going for all 4 birds in rotation. Again, check my channel for those replays of FLOOWANDEREEZE where we were absolutely killing it during like the Sprite meta. But this time around, we're going to chain block the Robina. Not that we need to. The opponent doesn't really have anything because they wouldn't have let us resolve those pots plus the Advent. But you're going to see here, we actually search for DD Crow in anticipation of potentially needing to out something. Why? You got a D-Fissure. Why do you need a DD Crow? Well, spells and traps, right? Might go to the graveyard and we might need to banish them. So that's why we have this. But we're going to go into the Empin here. And then Empin is going to bring back the Eaglin. Robina has to stay because it was banished off map. We get Trap. And just like before the limitation to map, we've got all 3 power spells in rotation. Unexplored Winds, Magnificent Map, and Dreaming Town with the Empin on board. This is an extremely powerful setup. The Dimensional Fissure alone single-handedly will beat Tearlament. A 60-card deck, there's no way this guy... Of course. Yep. 60 cards. One of. This guy was smiling the whole way. He was seeing all these plays, setting up the D-Fissure. He's like, oh, clap. Clap. I love it. We lose now, right? He's gonna grass, 60 card deck, two grass. He's got a grass. I mean, he's got the duster. He's gotta have grass. He's gotta have it. Okay. Anyways, back to reality here. Now the DD Crow becomes even more critical than before. So off Robina, we search for the second DD Crow. We are setting up the plays because this was very unfortunate. This was extremely... It wasn't even like a Cyclone. It was a Duster. It just destroyed our whole back. We're like, why do you play Duster, bro? Like, what do you do in the mirror match against Tearlament? You're going to destroy the Sulik and the Crime and, like, you're going to trigger all of those? The Scream. Why do you play Duster, bro? Why? You know what? I'm not even salty about it. This is branded, 60 card branded Tearlament Ishizu, clearly. He's going to go with the Sharon, sending the Tragedy, which will trigger Tragedy's effect. He will search for Alibur. This was a special summon, so he still has his normal summon. We have the 1 Omni Negate in Apex. He's got Frightfur. This guy's got like full combo. Okay, Polly, what's he going to go into here? Using 2 from the hand. Lubellion, he hard drew the Albaz, yep. Discarding Crime, which means he won't get the effect of Crime. Not that it matters, because it targets a banished card, and he doesn't have anything banished, thanks to his conveniently drawn Duster. So he gets the Frightfur Patchwork off of the Edge Imp. He can't activate another one, because he already activated 1 this turn. He brings out the Mirror Jade. And off his Sharon mills, by the way, this guy milled like 3 branded cards. The Opening, which will protect the Mirror Jade from destruction, the Fusion, and the branded in red. So, okay. Send Albion, we have to negate that, otherwise he just banishes one of these for free. So this would normally destroy the Mirror Jade, the negate of the Apex, negate and destroy, but the branded Opening that he milled off Sharon protects it. Now the Apex is off field, he is free to go into Alibur. Well, I don't know why he searched for branded in red instead of branded Fusion. But sure. Yeah, he's opting to bring back Tragedy. Okay, you've already used Tragedy's effect this turn. I think he was doing this to bait out the DD Crow, actually. And sure enough, he did. He baits it out, so okay. Now I don't have to worry about the Tragedy getting banished to bring back your branded Fusion next turn. That's fine. Okay, you set up Frightfur Patchwork for some reason, like I don't know what it is. We're going to use a second DD Crow to banish the Albion so he doesn't get the effect during the end phase. Notice we still did this in main phase 1. when it asked us he was moving to end phase, and I said, no, not yet. DD Crow that, please. So he has 0 follow-up during end phase. He's used his Mirror Jade effect, so he can't banish a card on our field. And at this point, I'm just like, I got full combo. I'll go Eaglin, and then Robina, get Toucan, right? Bring out another Empin. I got full rotation going. It's GG's. And this guy realizes that, and he scoops it up. So, yeah. Alright, and that is the match. One of the Diamond 4s, level 35, beginner duelist, I don't think so. Taking a look at this deck list, it was indeed 60 card, branded Despia, Ishizu, Tearlament. Quite a big mouthful, but yeah, I mean, I guess if it works, it works. Not a big fan of 60 cards myself, but I think Ishizu tier is still the better option. But hey, this guy's having fun, that's what counts. Alright, well, we are going second in this match, so pretty rough. Thankfully, we draw the 1 of 2 shifter in our opening hand, but the rest of our hand is actually not that great. And it is unfortunate, but the opponent does start off quite strong with the instant fusion. So let's just break this down for a second here. I'm not going to de-shifter here, obviously, because instant fusion resolves regardless, and they still bring a Tearlament card from their deck to their hand. So de-shifter has no impact on that. Like I mentioned in the deck list video that I linked in the description, you want to wait for them to commit to a play before you de-shifter. You want them to waste the resources. So the Sharon is going to activate here. We're going to let this go. Discard Mudora and sends Foolish Burial to the grave, along with Shaddoll Beast and the Yugioh. So they're going to trigger Shaddoll Beast and Yugioh here, and then we are going to change Shifter so that the mill 5 off Yugioh gets everything banished, which also could benefit us because it could technically unbrick our hand here if we get a FLOOWANDEREEZE card banished off of the Yugioh, because it means that we will now be able to summon the Stree and bring back the Robina and the Eaglin. So this guy really unbricked our hand. We even banished an Advent, which we can search a Toucan off of the Robina, summon the Toucan, bring back Advent, and get mapped to our hand as well. So Shifter literally unbricked our hand and put the opponent in the worst possible spot. The other thing to consider is they did summon Kid Kalos off Instant Fusion, and what happens at the end, right? The card that you summon with Instant Fusion is destroyed. So when Kid Kalos is destroyed, it gets banished. And if they try to get it off the field in any capacity, it's going to get banished as well. The only thing they can do is like return it to the extra deck, but they have no way to do that right now, which means that, yeah, Kid Kalos is out of the game. So you can just see how detrimental D-Shifter can be to Tearlaments. It's basically like game over. The opponent tries to extend a little bit, and this could have actually been a good play. Diviner, send a card, which again gets banished, so they couldn't send Kelbeck and mill more cards right now. But they're going to attempt to make a Baron de Fleur, right? They're going to make this level 6. Synchro off with Sharon to make Baron, so at least they have a negate. But if you read Diviner, it says, you know, you can send 1 fairy monster from your deck to the extra deck to the graveyard. If you do, right? And they did not do that. When they sent it, it got banished. So they do not get the increase of the card's level. Therefore, their board is completely bricked. Their hand is unplayable at this point because of Shifter. And we have Unexplored Winds, 2 tributing monsters, birds in rotation thanks to the Yugioh banishing these cards. And what would have normally been game over for us turns out to be game winning at this point. We activate Unexplored Winds, we summon Stree, and the opponents didn't even want to play through it, and they just surrender. So pretty effective D-Shifter, using it at the right time. Alright, for this match, the opponent is obviously on a pretty standard tier list here. Tier 0 Tearlament list, that is. Alright, so this match is not really going to show a lot of interaction, but it will help you realize from the decklist video that I linked in the description why playing DD Crow can actually help increase consistency of the deck. So our hand is quite bricky. Thankfully, the Part of Extravagance draws us into an Eaglin, and because we have DD Crow, we're able to use Advent to banish the DD Crow to get map, and this unbricks our hand, allowing us to play with Eaglin and set up a board. The opponent, for whatever reason, didn't want any of it and just ended up surrendering. I don't know why. So I didn't know they were actually on tier until I checked their deck list afterwards. But yeah, tier could have definitely played through it, but sometimes you'll get people that just surrender when they see you able to set up a board. So we'll take those. Taking a look at this opponent's deck, again, looks fairly standard, nothing new. Tearlament with the King of the Swamp package and the Shaddolls for the Winda. There's the other one. Baron de Fleur. Yeah, this is a fully decked out standard tier list. Alright, this is going to be the final one of this video, going second once again, but you couldn't really ask for a better hand. The opponent probably thinks they've got the busted nuts. Whenever you start with Instant Fusion, with Tearlaments, it is an instant Kit Kalos, literally, as you can see on the field here. We're going to be holding the shifter, like I mentioned in the deck list video, which is linked in the description. We're going to wait for them to make a play. Perla Rhino, oh man, again, the opponent couldn't really ask for something better, but we're going to spoil their little day there by activating the D-shifter. That's going to force the Kit Kalos to send herself to the banished pile, and he's going to summon the Burly, choose not to mill because everything will get banished. And during our turn, we know they brought the Sulek to their hand. We top deck Book of Moon. Not bad. We're going to activate the Duster. It's going to clear off the opponent's entire back row. We're going to reveal that they indeed had another playable spell in the Heartbeat. We're going to activate Fissure, summon Robina. The opponent has seen enough, and they scoop. Once again, taking a look at this opponent's deck list, they are opting to play the Crystal Beast with the Rainbow Bridge to get easy access to Perla Rhino. And they are also playing the Exchange of the Spirit and a Mass Change too, just one. So they're opting to utilize a lot of locking out the graveyard by banishing with Dark Law down here, and the Gravekeeper's Trap with the Exchange of the Spirit in the graveyard. So the opponent's trying to play anti-tier while playing tier themselves. But aside from that, once again, a pretty standard list. Alright, and with that, that was our rank up match, I think, to Diamond 3. Sure enough. Diamond 3 with FLOOWANDEREEZE. There you have it. The classic 3,900 points. The deck has proven to be okay, as you can tell from the clips. We're clapping tier every so often. More than we're losing to it. I think I've only lost to 1 tier, and I've beaten 4 of them. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Quantum's out.